So Bitcoin is up today, and it looks like we had some bullish news that Trump passed, and also some funny news with China and the U.S. going back and forth raising tariffs. It's actually legit tug of war. It's kind of funny when you think about it. No one's trying to back down, but let's be honest here. China will back down first. It's not going to be Trump. Trump is not going to get bullied whatsoever, and it's a good reminder, and this is something I told my Discord, a good reminder to notice how fast and aggressive the market recovers when you see a little catalyst, just a little catalyst, and it goes up to the upside. I was saying in the last video, literally Trump just put a pause on the tariffs. He didn't end them. He didn't say they're done for. He didn't do it for every country. And the market, literally, like Bitcoin itself, which is the largest market cap asset in crypto, went up $6,000, and the old coins went up like crazy gains. And that was just on a pause, and China was still involved. And then today we have more tariffs coming from China, and all of a sudden everyone has money to spend in crypto, and Bitcoin's back to 83K. You see how that works, and what's happening is retail is going to FOMO back in at when they get the confirmation that the market's coming back. And it's funny because like the minute the market returned, you just see the interest go up again, and then as soon as the price of Bitcoin goes down again, interest goes right down the gutter again. It's actually pretty comical when you think about it. But I want to read this about Biden and Trump. So, regardless of your political stance, I know I vented a few days ago about Trump, and when it came to 2025, how this is supposed to be the year for a pump. I want to say before we get into this, I do think we're going to see a May pump. I just have a feeling. It's more of an intuition based feeling, and I just think we're going to see something bullish happen for May, and I think we're going to see a pump, and it's very possible we see a sell in May, walk away event. And I'll tell you this right now: if we see a huge pump in May, I am definitely taking some profits for sure. I will definitely be doing it this time around. If you were here last year in May 2024, you saw how huge the pumps were. Even Ethereum was over 4,000. I think it was around 4,100. Now, we're ways away from seeing all-time highs for Ethereum, and not to mention the altcoins. But the saying goes, we still have a chance to see a pump. So it says right here, Trump reverses Biden era crypto tax law, and it says it made decentralized finance platforms comply with the same tax rules as traditional brokerages. So that's probably one catalyst why Bitcoin's rising today. It's another step forward towards mass adoption. You have to understand, right? Regardless of what Trump is doing, maybe you don't like what he's doing with crypto, or at least in how he's handling the economy. He's pro crypto. He doesn't know a lot about crypto, but his World Liberty Financial Group is very heavily invested into crypto, especially Ethereum, and they have Ondo and BlackRock, and Elon Musk has his Doge, and I'm not talking about Dogecoin, I'm talking about the actual Doge. So there's a lot of integration and adoption coming for crypto, and Trump is literally like one step away from getting rid of capital gains tax for the US. And these whole tariffs are meant to give the US a competitive advantage when it comes to businesses being brought to the US. They want to give us that competitive edge in terms of GDP and economic growth compared to countries like China and the sort. And it's funny because China and us rely on each other, and you've seen just tariffs go crazy back and forth. So at some point, they're going to have to negotiate. Someone's going to have to give in. I'm just curious, what do you think? Do you think China's going to give in first, or do you think the U.S. is going to give in first? Trump. Obviously, if Trump was not in office, we'd already be giving into them, but it's definitely going to be a tug of war. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are, as well as what you think about this new update Trump made in regards to Bitcoin being more pro-friendly now for adoption. And now, if we get into the tariffs situation, so I think China raised it. Let's see how much they raised it. If we could even read this article, actually. All right. So China raised its tariffs on American-made products to 125%. And then I believe Trump retaliated as well. I'm actually curious to see if Trump has said anything on Twitter regarding the matter. Um, he's not the most professional, obviously, but he is, one of my brother's friends said it best. He's a bully in a suit. That's really what it is. It's funny to explain that, but in a good way. He's looking out for the country. You just got to understand what his you got to think of how he's thinking, which is 3 moves ahead. So okay, nothing really on his Twitter happening. So, regardless, you're seeing the M2 money supply, by the way, increase. I want to pull that up, which is also a very big indicator as to why I think we're going to see a rally in May. It's the M2 money supply is very important because, again, if the public thinks they have spending power for risk on assets, despite the economy looking the way it is, it makes the market primed for a huge surge. And this is the thing, right? I said if Bitcoin dips below 75, 70K and it holds, especially below 70K, will indeed be in a bear market, in my opinion, even though some think we're in one now. I do not think we're in a bear market whatsoever right now. I think this is a correction at best. And again, the way Bitcoin is reacting, literally every single day, one catalyst here, 5K. One catalyst here, down 4K, up 5K. It's too volatile to say we're not in the bull cycle. We're not still in the bull cycle. So I'm very reluctant to say it's ended. And as you can see here, here's a good indicator of the M2 money supply. The overall graph from 1959. Now let's see if we can change it from the past year. And you see here, February or January 2nd, 2024 to January 2nd, 2025. Okay. And you can see it steadily increasing. Okay. Now we're waiting for the next report to come out. But again, this is a linear path to the upside. Okay. The bull cycle was rumored by people to have ended around this time in December. But what do you see from here to here? You actually see more of a surge up. This is the time to stack up on your utility coins. You can get some meme coins too. Look for the ones that are discarded the most, that are on big exchanges. I would not be buying meme coins on DEXs. I would be buying them on centralized exchanges, especially now. And for utility coins, you look for some really highly connected mid caps. They're definitely worth looking into, especially during this stage while the market is still relatively flat. And also your micro caps where people are getting shooken out like crazy. Micro caps right now are literally at almost 2022 bear market lows. We had a slight rally because of the news today, but there's still heavy accumulation for these microcaps. And if you have the research down, if you have the emotional strength to handle what entails with holding a microcap and adding to it, despite no movement for sometimes weeks or months, if you can handle that, this is the time to accumulate. And again, we're not trying to swing trade. We're not trying to be day traders. We're trying to put ourselves in a long-term capital gains tax bracket, build our bags up, make more profit, and give us more flexibility to take profits when these pumps do come back. I'll tell you this too. The ones who are still dollar cost averaging, if we do see this pump heading into May before the summer, they're going to be the ones who have the opportunity to sell with good profit into the summer. Now you're still going to see people try to make break even and sell and walk away. You're not going to stop those people. That's going to happen regardless. But again, if you're trying to capitalize for this potential pump, and even if it doesn't pump, you just keep accumulating. Now is the time to start building your bags up even more. Again, the bigger your bags are for crypto and the better your averages are, the more profit and the faster you can make this profit for you and your portfolio. So I hope that answers some of your concerns when it comes to the market. Let's now get into CoinMarketCap and let's see what the charts are looking like and the metrics. I'm curious to know, especially with these news. So we're still in fear. We're not in extreme fear anymore, okay? But still, when you look at it from an accumulation standpoint, you want to buy in the fear. This is the gas tank for crypto. You fill up your gas tank in your car, right? You fill up your gas tank in your portfolio. Market cap is still hanging on above 2.5 trillion. And again, this is the time to buy. Now, if we pull up Bitcoin, let's see if we can find. I'll give you guys some limit orders for some coins, and we'll do some TA. So in the past month, we're trading sideways, and we broke the level of support here at 82K, and we're right back up to the same level of support. So this accumulation for the time being is gone. We went back to the original level of support. Okay, but if you're looking to buy Bitcoin and you want to get a potential 2x, I would put a limit order at 75,000. It's very possible Trump does something or something happens and we're right back down to 75K territory. So I would do that. Ethereum, I would set a limit order at 1,400. I think that's going to hit. I mean, it got pretty damn close. It got to 1,412 here. Yeah, so 1,400, 1,450. We're still in. It's trying to find a new level of support, which it looks like it's around this 14, 15, 1,600 level. So that's a good time to set it. Solana, if you listened to me about a week ago, I said set a limit order at $100, and it hit. You would have hit it, and you would have been in profit today. So I would set a new limit order at $95 or $100. If we go to XRP, it's actually a little bit slow on recovering. Last 7 days, it dipped all the way down to the $1.60 range. If you're looking for a limit order on this one, and we go back down, $1.75 is probably a good idea. Now, Arrow, I bought the dip on this one, and it's already up on the dip. This one went down all the way to 28 cents, but I believe I bought it at around the 30-cent level. A nice big DCA. And yeah, I was very happy about that. This one is also in a free fall, but it's trying to find a new level of support. Art Block, this one is holding up a little bit stronger than I wanted it to. It did get all the way down to 40 cents around there, and then it ran up randomly, which microcaps do, 20 cents higher, and now it's trying to find the new floor. And on the month chart, it looks like the support was broken to this 45 to 60 cent range. So I would set another limit order for Art Block at 50 cents and 45 cents if you're trying to get in. What else? Let's see. Cardano, if looking into Cardano, for example, I'm just giving you guys a few cryptos. Show you how I set limit orders. 62 cents. You look at the 7-day chart, it's got down to 50 cents. So when you're looking at the level of support and where it broke, you want to set your limit orders where you could see a temporary drop. So in this case for Cardano, I would set a limit order at 50 cents. I think that's going to hit. If we see another drop, if Trump comes out and goes goodbye tariffs, or they negotiate with China, all this goes out the window and we see a pump, which is why I dollar cost average half the time, because no one knows where crypto is going to go and no one knows how long these discounts will last for, right? So just something to keep in mind. I haven't covered potential tower in a little bit, actually. Let's actually see how this one's doing. It's recovering nicely. Okay. Past month, that's only down 2%. That's pretty good. So setting a limit order at that 175 to 180, 190 mark would be a pretty good price to establish an entry into this one. If we move into Turbo, which if you're into meme coins, I imagine some of you aren't, I bought some at 0015, which ended up being a nice little DCA here. So level of support is around this 0015 range. So I bought it before it reversed. So again, I'm just showing you guys some examples, right? I DCA when I see a nice entry, nice opportunity to bring my averages down, and then I just set forget and I just go about my day as usual. I'm not always just checking the apps. We're not day trading here. We're not swing trading. We're just building our bags. We're bringing our averages down and we're prepping ourselves, priming ourselves for the profit taking stage, which will come in due time. Anyways, I hope this video was valuable to you. If you want to join my Discord group, especially for support, which is very crucial during these times, then I encourage you to join my Discord. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down below. That being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.